Now, Stormwatch 12 weather on Newswatch 12.
Good morning, everybody. We could be looking at some breezy conditions along the Oregon coast, especially along the southern Oregon coast, and there's still a small craft advisory in effect for the remainder part of the day. And we're also looking at some breezy conditions east of the Cascades towards Klamath Falls and out in Lakeview, especially once we get into the afternoon hours. The wind will pick up here into the Rogue Valley, but nothing really significant in terms of breezy conditions. The usual kind of breezy conditions that we see day in and day out is expected. Now, our forecast for smoke, yeah, we actually might see a little bit of some smoke west of the Cascades early this morning. Otherwise, we're looking pretty clear in terms of smoke. Now, once we get towards Monday, we could see the same kind of scenario in parts of west of the Cascades throughout the morning hours, but by the time we get to the afternoon, that should thin out and push out of the area. Now, we could see some patchy morning fog in the Rogue Valley and into parts of the Umpqua Valley if you're traveling up north. But other than that, we're looking pretty clear throughout the day, except for some cloud cover being stubborn over towards Lakeview and parts of Lake County. But once we go through the afternoon, that should eventually push off towards the east. Now we go through the early morning hours on Monday, we get into a northwesterly flow and we'll start seeing clouds on the increase throughout the entire region. Now the best chance of seeing some showers would be primarily, even though Futurecast not really showing it all that well, over towards the northern part of Curry County. Northern part of Klamath and Lake counties will have the best chance of seeing showers into the afternoon and to the early evening hours. Rogue Valley should stay dry throughout the day. So here's our forecast. If you're planning on maybe taking a hike, it's a good day to do that. Temperatures are going to be pretty pleasant, and the sky will also be very pleasant as well. Just some high clouds throughout the day today, but when we go into the afternoon hours, we'll start getting into the mid to upper 60s, especially late in the afternoon. That is the forecast. High 69 degrees out in Medford, 68 degrees out in Brookings, 41 over in Crater Lake, but 49 degrees out in Lakeview. You'll drop to a degree above freezing overnight, 35 for Klamath Falls, 42 is the forecast low for Medford. Now the area that gave us the stormy conditions really pushes off towards the east over the next couple of days. And then we have big ridge of high pressure that really builds in and dominates the weather pattern throughout the entire week. So that's going to really warm up our temperatures. But by the time we get towards the end of next week into next weekend and even early next week, yeah, that's 7 to 10 days out, we could be looking at a very strong west to east flow, which will change the pattern entirely and really make things look like fall yet again. So here's our precipitation forecast for the next 5 days. Most of the beneficial rain will stay up to our north. We'll see a little bit here in southern part of Oregon. That mostly will be into Monday, but most of that should stay off to the east and to the north of us. And once we go through Tuesday as well, most of those showers should stay well to the north of the area. But in terms of our temperature trend, it's going to be below average through Tuesday, and then temperatures finally getting above average by the time we get to Wednesday. But look at this, we're going to be flirting with 90 degrees by the time we get towards Friday of next week. So summer's not over yet, but it doesn't look like it's going to have another repeat performance after next week. So hopefully this is summer's last hurrah. So here's your 7-day forecast for the Oregon coast. We'll be into the 60s and 70s for the next several days. Breezy conditions, especially for the next couple of days. And for Northern California, temperatures will be into the 60s and 70s, making it finally to the 80s by the time we get towards Friday. Klamath Basin will be into the 50s and 60s for the next couple of days. By the time we get to Thursday, temperatures climbing into the 70s. And for the Cascades, will be pretty chilly for tomorrow, but temperatures warming back up, especially towards the end of the week, and low 70s by Friday. Here in the Rogue Valley, we'll have some patchy fog, lots of sunshine for your Sunday. A tiny bit warmer for Monday, but then temperatures really start to ramp up. 89 degrees is the forecast high for Friday so far.